Hi, this is Leah Klein, Health and Wholeness Coach. And today, my question for you is: are you losing sleep? Specifically, due to worry. Our verses, continuing from last week, are Psalm 121, 3 and 4. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Are you losing sleep? Are you afraid of falling? God promises to hold us fast. Our foot will not be moved. And He also promises to watch over us 24/7. He does not need to sleep. He doesn't have the limitations that our physical bodies have. Our physical bodies need sleep. In fact, it is a number one key to our health. If you're not getting sleep, everything else falls apart. And you actually need 8 hours of sleep. And on a side note, if you're not getting 8 hours of sleep, I want to encourage you to lower the light level around you. Maybe not look at so many screens right before bed. Focus on something else. We talked about focus last week. Focus on God. Read the Psalms. Focus on whatever is going to put you into a trusting and relaxed state versus what's going to make you anxious, make you, bring up your cortisol, which you do not want to have up right before bed. So try to keep the lights down. Try not to stimulate yourself too much before bed. Probably not the best time to read the end of a mystery. But try just controlling a few things in your environment can have a huge impact. Obviously, there are supplements that can help as well, but starting with the basics, then you can go to maybe melatonin or valerian, but make sure that you're doing, they aren't a substitute for proper sleep routine and preparations for bed. So anyway, back to our point. God doesn't need that. We do, but God doesn't need that. And because He doesn't need that, we can know that we are safe, that we are taken care of, that nothing will happen to us that He does not allow and doesn't have for our ultimate good in mind. So think about that the next time you're tempted to worry. Before you go to bed, give your worries to God and get some sleep. Also, if you need to separate yourself from your worries, going on a personal retreat can really help with that. And of course, we're going to be doing a virtual one-day retreat called Prosper on March 25th. So mark that on your calendars, and we will have a way to sign up for that coming closer to the time. But we're going to go back and do the Unto the Hills that we did last week, doing verses 1 and 2 this time, because those are the parts of the psalm that we have been dealing with thus far. And sing along if you picked it up or know it. And otherwise, feel free to just listen. Unto the hills around do I lift up my longing eyes. Oh, whence for me shall my salvation come? From whence arise? From God the Lord doth come my certain aid. From God the Lord, who heaven and earth have made. He will not suffer thy foot be moved, safe shalt thou be. No careless slumber shall his eyelids close, who keepeth thee. Behold our God, the Lord, he slumbereth never, who keepeth Israel in his holy care. Go back to the top there for a minute. Unto the hills around do I lift up my longing eyes. Oh, whence for me shall my salvation come? From whence arise? From God the Lord doth come my certain aid. From God the Lord, who heaven and earth hath made. And I will see you next week, continuing on in Psalm 121. We'll see you then.